Moment chugging podana. Moment some sangi gongi ngo ira some chugung was some tese zaela me shao chagyo. Balden jinde on jutam jenge cheben chigon gurba chugi che tayen dola kende cheban bo balden rogo shabla chagyo. Balden zaela marumbo je da gingar pe mesin dola ndewa me ba tawar junega. Kuzon to gejing labdo ze de some sangi tam checking ngo rina kingor gezo kyabda. Kadin songda machi ba tajen zaela madam be shabge be motu chima me wala go sarab de den go be chatesh. Chedo gyabzu cheo da dan lo me gyu chingin la war ze do se manju namga dangye be simjen tamje korwa dungi ge gyazo ne de namba tamje kimba. Sonju gyadon dorji chan chi me go ba nang go war ja de iche do da be chogi chingin zamma cha or ge wala. Kolonda kunju ge rimba nam do yurim bu chene chishin song ma shin do se dab December sho. Very good morning to all sanghas gathered here. And it is my pleasure to be in the Drukpa UK Center and to be among here and share, do the Tara practice together, as well as give a little bit of understanding of how to approach the Tara practice, and what is Tara, and how does the Tara practice fit into the entire idea of our daily practice. So, generally speaking, Tara is very popular in the Vajrayana tradition, not just in Tibet, not just in Bhutan, but from the Indian times. So if you go to places like Nalanda, or even like the Ajanta Ellora caves, you can see the Taras, figurines on the paintings dating back to thousands of years. So Tara's practice is not something that is indigenously developed in Tibet or Himalayas, but something that came from India. And Tara was especially known as wish fulfillment, protected from danger, outer inner secret dangers, and as a Buddha of activity. So that is also one of the reasons why almost all of the Vajrayana masters, they practice the Tara, because activity means Dharma activity is also activity. And then, when people are sick, in danger, facing great obstacle, usually we recommend the Tara practice. So Tara is very popular and very effective and powerful practice. So today I want to, firstly share what is the reason behind, that Tara being so popular, so effective. What is the reason? What are the historical reasons? What are from the practice point of view? But before that, I think I would like to go into what is the essence of Buddhist practice, because for example, if I want to travel somewhere in the London, if I want to travel somewhere in the London, I should have an idea of entire journey. Like first I have to go from here, then I'll cross this place, and so I have to have a kind of. It is not enough that I know where is my destination, but I have to know from where I am starting, where have I reached, place have I reached. I have to have an entire idea of an entire kind of the map, you might say, a London map, entire London map. Otherwise, we might, just get, just stay at a certain beautiful place and get lost our whole day there, have a cup of coffee and just get lost, So similarly, you might get lost in Tara practice or certain practices without understanding that all of these practices are, even though it is Tara, Singitsewa, different practices, meditation, so and so, you are still on that journey, the destination that you are going, These are just the different paths, but you always have a clear idea of what is your destination, what this Tara practice means to you in aiding you to reach your destination. So, in the Buddhists, we have Vajrayana practitioners like us, visualization, chanting, trumpets, and so complicated, and so in a way very fantastic also. And then we have Theravadan traditions and Mahayana traditions, where it's very simple, no trumpets, no musical, just simple chanting and practice meditation. So there has to be a kind of common thread between all of these traditions. Otherwise, we have to say that they are not Buddhist, or we are the authentic Buddhist and they are not the Buddhist. So the common thread between all of these different yanas and different practice is what the Buddha has said as essence of the Buddhist teaching. He said is three things, entire Buddhist practice. He said, not creating the negative condition, negative karma, which is the cause of suffering in this life and future lives. So not doing negative karma or harmful actions, harmful deeds. And creating conditions, or creating positive conditions, or you can say accumulating or practicing positive actions, which will result in the positive life and happiness, positiveness. So not doing the negative karma, accumulating positive karma. And then the third is transforming your mind. Because both positive and negative karma are a result of either transformed mind or negative mind. So these three are the essence of the entire Buddhist practice, if you know how to look at it. You can ask a Vajrayana practitioner, he's doing trumpet, he's doing so many esoteric kind of teachings, practices. And if you ask, are you trying to purify negative karma, accumulate merit, tame, transform, understand your mind? You have to say yes. You might go to Bodh Gaya, there's a Theravadan tradition, they're taking flowers around heads, doing simple chanting and going around the Bodh Gaya. If you ask them, is your goal to purify negative karma, accumulate positive karma, transform your mind? They have to say yes. Even the method looks so drastically different. Vajrayana, we are like dung dung and so many like dances and so from the outside looks so so completely different. What the Theravada might do and what Theravada is simply taking a flower in their hand and there's practice, they go around. But if you ask both of them, someone who is doing a Vajrayana practitioner also, he's trying to, through his different method, purify negative karma, accumulate the positive karma, and tame his mind. Through understanding of non-dualistic wisdom, through understanding of so and so. But that is the goal. So that is the what you call it, common thread and essence. Like you might have French cuisine, British cuisine, Indian food, but the ultimate essence is to fill the stomach, right? So that is, I think this, this I think we always have to remember. I think these three things. So basically everything that we do, whether it's whatever practices we do, whether it's a padayatra, pilgrimage, meditation, the ultimate essence of all these practices is these three: purifying the negative karma, or preventing and accumulating positive cause and conditions, and transforming the mind, which is the source of both the actions and source for everything. So then so in terms of karma, all the yanas, I don't see much difference, whether it's Theravada, Vajrayana. We are all kind of, in terms of karma, I think basically it is the same. The understanding, there is not that much of, debate or anything. But when it comes to transforming the mind, then there is slight variations. Because, certain people say, oh, this is the best way, this is more suitable for me. And then Buddha said, yes, okay, this is what you need. Okay, you do it. You will reach the destination. You want to go from the ring road. Okay, no problem. Somebody said, no, I want to go by the plane. I don't mind the danger. So I was, okay, you can go by the plane. Some say, no, plane is I get air sickness, and I want to drive. Okay, you go by driving. So ultimately, it doesn't really matter, but the method is different. But we cannot really say what is better or what is worse, because it depends on the individual. You cannot say that the paracetamol which has 1,000 mg is better than 100 mg. It depends on the person. If it doesn't need it, it will be overdosed. So that is why even though we can say Vajrayana is very profound, we really cannot say Vajrayana is better than other yanas, or I don't think we can really honestly say that. So, so in the method of how to transform your mind, different yanas have different yanas, different traditions have its own specialized method. So firstly, the talk about the karma, I want to talk a little bit because it is very much related to Tara and wish fulfilling practice and all of that. So in this, in this world, we can see many variations, in our life, in ourself. For example, I think the London, in the London we have, you look back at the, history of the London, we have such different history, has led us to the kind of country we are right now. And then forget, the kind of the, I don't know, you can say, kind of the trees that grows in London, kind of things that are happening, or individual life. I mean, let's go more personal. For example, each of us look different, even though we are all human beings. Some of us have a long face, some of us have a short face, some of us are more very beautiful nose, but very big ear, or opposite way, So we have all these differentiations. Some of us are very successful, some of us are very highly educated, yet, we are not successful. Some of us are educated and successful. Some of us are not educated at all, yet successful, We are same brother, but someone is more intelligent. Someone is, so someone's marriage is very successful, someone else is not. So these, there are sort of a lot of, these things, variations. So then the next question that comes is, why are these, the differences and why do this happening, Why do I have such a majestic nose? What did I do to deserve this, The question is, So you can, you can say that, so there's, directly speaking, you can say it's, because of my good genes from my family, But you having a good genes, we being born into this family, is not a conscious decision. That my parents have a very good genes, I will be born there. It's not a conscious decision. So it is events that have occurred. So the next question is, so why do this happen? I mean, if you go on to scientifically, they trace the, what do you call, origin of the world to Big Bang, and then they can trace. But the next question comes: why did the Big Bang happen? The why. So when you go back into this why, whether you are talking about in the universe, from the creation of the universe to the Big Bang, why did the Big Bang happen? Or in our own life, why am I successful? Why am I not successful? What is the reason? Why? So basically, from my understanding, there is three sort of answers. I mean, most of us, I think we don't even think about it, but generally speaking, there's three answers. One answer is that everything is, chance, lucky draw. It's a lottery. So it's a lottery that, I am born into London, I am born with such good parents, or I am born in this situation that's happening to me. Maybe right now you're having a great relationship, you are successful, or you are not successful. All of these are basically a chance occurrence. There's nothing, there's no order, there's no, nothing. So if you believe that, then actually Buddhist practice doesn't make much sense to you. Especially karma doesn't make much sense to you. It will not make much sense to you. And also, in your real life also, it doesn't really matter what you do. Everything is accident. Everything is a chance, I mean, you might cook tea, it might become coffee, you might go to London, you might end up in Paris, because there's no cause and condition. Everything is just an accident. So basically, there's nothing you can do to affect your life. No karma, no meditation cannot change you better, because it is just accident that, it might or might not. Everything is a, chance. So there's I think one sort of belief is that there's no cause and effect, there's no, everything is just a chance, whatever's happening in our life. So then practice also doesn't make that much sense, does it? Because when you are doing a practice, you are doing a practice with a belief or understanding that I'm creating the condition or the causes for me to become a better human being, or to transform my mind from negative into a positive. You are basically saying you believe in the karma, cause and condition. That is why we are doing the practice. Then the second sort of, I think the answer is that, it's a destiny, or it is a destiny, it is being written by, like, some Buddhist country, they think, that it's a Buddha who is, writing our destiny or deciding our fate. So then, of course, then also, then again, if we believe like that, then of course we can have a lot of complaints to the Buddha also, firstly. Why is it creating such a mess in my life, Why, It's all because of you. We have such environmental problems. It's not because of us creating the condition for pollution. No, it is either accident or it's because of the Buddha, He decided, let's have pollution. So there's pollution, So is like that. And also again, doing the practices to transform the mind, understand the mind, also doesn't make much sense. Because what is most important is to make the Buddha happy. So it doesn't matter whether you become a better person, you transform your mind, understand your mind, transform the mind so that you transform your action, create your conditions that you are creating for your life. But really matters, make the Buddha happy. Then Buddhism becomes religion. I believe in somebody up there, creator, controlling our destiny. So then also Dharma doesn't make that much sense. So that is one view. But what I will say, again, I am not, nothing to say that other views are right or wrong, but I am here to present the Buddhist, Buddhist teachings view. The third view which Buddha taught is that everything that is happening in our life is not because of the, Buddha himself is, deciding our fate. Is not because of chance, but it is result of various cause and conditions. Some of these cause and conditions are from past life. Some of these cause and conditions we are creating in the present life, in the result of our present lives. So if you are very short-tempered, lacking understanding, if you're having a lot of problems in the misunderstanding in the relationship, you cannot blame Buddha, you cannot blame accident. You have to know it is we are creating these conditions for this mess that we are in our life. So you can call it taking a personal responsibility. You can call it that first step is that I understand that I am the one who is creating these cause and conditions. I don't. So in order to change my life, I have to transform myself. So that is why the Dharma, the name for the Dharma in the Himalayan term is called Che. Che means to transform the mind. Che, to transform is Che. Che, which means to transform from the negative into the positive. Why is it necessary? Because everything that is happening in my life is a result of my negative mind creating the cause and condition for negative difficulties in our life. So that is why I need to transform my mind, so I will automatically transform the conditions. So since that is the how the Buddhist the view as karma. So And then, then of course we come in positive karma, negative karma. It's, for example, we say that if you plant a chili, definitely you'll get chili, not an orange. So you will, if you do something that is positive, beneficial to others, harmful, positive, definitely the result will probably be, has to be, orange, not a chili. So that is the, ideas behind the Tara practice. So, and sorry, one more thing. So then the question that comes is, what is the difference between karma and a destiny? Because destiny is something that is, whatever it is written, it cannot be changed. So sometimes karma can seem like that also. And some people do not, I think they say that, oh, it's my karma, I just have to accept it, I cannot do anything, it's just my karma. I don't think that is exactly the, correct view. From my point of view, the karma will be something like the result of the karma, with that, the comparison between karma and the destiny is something like if there's a crack on the ceiling, because of earthquake, let's say. Because earthquake, there's a crack on the ceiling. So now we living under this roof have a true choice. One is we have to say, oh, it's a destiny, and then wait for the roof to fall down our head. And one day it will fall on our head. Yes, we can say it's a destiny. And yes, it is. It was going to fall. Or we have the choice to, because of earthquake, I think it's become weak. Let's pull it down. Let's repair it. Put the iron, whatever necessary, so that it doesn't fall down. Right? So similarly, the Buddhist idea is that yes, because of in the past life or present life, we have created the conditions by which the ceiling is going to fall down our head. But before it falls down our head, can we repair it? Can we change it? Yes, we can. Through the purification practice, through the accumulation of merit practice, positive accumulations, creating positive conditions, we can change, we can repair the roof before it falls down our head. We can change it. So that is where the purification, practice and accumulation of merit practice comes in. So this is the idea. So and also, when is it most difficult to change the karma? Is, for example, it is most difficult to repair the roof when it is falling on our heads. Right? While it is falling on our head, to repair it, I think it's going to be very difficult. So similarly, when the karma is already ripened, because of, let's say, how we relate to each other in our life, our relationship has come to a point where it's about to break, then to repair it, I think is very difficult. So similarly, when you are very sick, you already come up with a certain, if it's talking about past life and present karma, you are so sick that you are very, very sick, you are about to die, and suddenly you are doing medicine Buddha, It might help to some extent, but quite difficult, because it's already ripened, because of the seed, the apple has already come out. So can we tell the apple go back into the seed? I think that is a bit difficult. So rather it is more option is to when it's a seed, when it's a tree, when it's about to come out, there is much better option to cut down, before it has ripened. So that is why the purification practice is like even though the conditions is such that it's going to fall on our head, we change the condition. We change the condition. So that is the purification practice. So now the Tara practice is basically in its very simple form. If you say that, what does the Tara practice do? We are doing the same thing. We are trying to accumulate merit. We are trying to purify the negative cause and condition that we have created in past life or present lives. And we are trying to transform our mind, which is the source of all the negative things that we do. These are the three things. Now, how do we do it? For example, in the Tara practices, there are prayers which where you pray to the Tara and you visualize offering the flowers, the flowers, food, drinks, and all of that. So that is that is the part you are trying to create the the positive karma, because Buddha said that if you want, for example, if you want good long life, you have to save life. If you want loving kind of family, then you have to have a tolerant and forgiveness. That is the conditioned. So that is why, for example, when we were in Sri Lanka during the Padayatra, many people were giving us paracetamol on the way. They were giving us like water and everything. So I was very confused for a while, because I know I don't have a headache. So then I was thinking about it. Then suddenly it clicked in my mind. Because in Sri Lanka, they follow the Buddha Sutra, the very old sutra. So in the old sutra, it's written that if you don't want to become sick, then you have to give medicine, right? And if you give medicine and it is said that the medicine to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, medicine to your parent, and medicine to people who are really sick, these are the one of the where you can create strong positive karma, so you will not be sick. And I remember in the monastery also, they used to give us small needles to all of us in the monastery. So that was because it is said in the Buddhist teaching, it said if you offer weapons, like to Buddha and Dharma, then you will not be caught up in the war, as a virtue of that during the offering. So this is this is the kind of what we are trying to do. So when we are, this is so. Basically, when offering flower is, I think, the positive karma for, beautiful beauty. Offering incense is, I think, so that we will always be, not having body odor, so and so, and always having the virtues, always having the virtue, being a kind of, having a virtuous mind. So anyway, there I cannot remember exactly, but there's always, the different the cause and effects are there. Now but all of this offering, if you just want to make it into a kind of essence, basically all of this offering has to do with the five senses. What eyes find beautiful, whether it's a flower, a house, everything can be offered in terms of visualization. Whatever, the sounds, musical sound, rock sound, whatever you like can be offered to the Buddha. And then in terms of smell, in terms of taste, in terms touch. So one of the reasons why we offer five sensory objects, whatever they may be, is because this is what we enjoy most. We like to see beautiful things. We want to hear beautiful sounds. So that is why we offer to the Buddha or the enlightened beings, so that, we may receive, the things. And then the second thing, which this practice does, is related to a question that I had in my mind when I was my younger days, was that there are certain prayers, where it talks about, for example, if it's a Tara practice, about how beautiful the Tara is, how beautiful eyes she has, how beautiful figure she has, So I always thought that sounded very peculiar, It's like trying to kind of compliment, talking about how beautiful they are. And it's like complimenting a very egoistic, beautiful lady. Like you have to keep complimenting all the time, like to boost the ego. So I thought that shouldn't be, that can't be the same with the Tara and enlightened beings. So then when I thought about it, and when I with the practice, then I actually realized that by offering compliments to the Tara, you are actually training yourself to develop a capability to truly compliment somebody else unconditionally. For example, in our life, how many times do we ever compliment someone unconditionally, from the depth of our heart? For example, if we see a beautiful lady or beautiful man, do we say from depth of our heart, "Wow, what a beautiful, lady," or what a lady, how nice? Or do we always try to pull down them a little bit so that we don't feel too bad. Very beautiful lady, but not much, not very intelligent, bit, stupid in the head, he's like very good looking, but he lacks in the height, he's quite a bit short, So when you say that, it kind of you feel kind of good for a short while, but you like to, kind of, and if you compliment people, either it is with hope and fear, hope that they will like it, fear that they will not. A lot of, hope and fear is there. So when you're practicing complimenting the Tara, so because Tara is somebody, I don't think you cannot hope of, any, that without hope and fear, you just compliment to the Tara how beautiful you are. In one way, you're accumulating merit because you are complimenting other than yourself, from the positive. Secondly, it is a way of training your mind to, instead of being jealous, getting disturbed by a jealous emotion of when people are a beautiful object, beautiful people, house, sense of joy and sense of, the not to be affected by the jealousy. Similarly, whenever you're offering, another thing is when you're offering compliments to the, and I did remember, just remembered a few days ago when we were doing the Padayatra in India with holiness. He said that in the Tibetan word, offering means chud, chupapyo. So chud also means to cut. So when, for example, if I'm giving a flower to somebody, I have to cut my attachment in order to give that flower. Otherwise, I'll be like that, back and forth. I have to cut in order to give, right? So when you are cutting it, you are cutting the attachment. So when you are complimenting others, you are cutting attachment to the praise, the sound. Instead of being so attached to sound, for example, that you are great, you are wonderful, we are busy offering to others, you are wonderful, you are beautiful, you are, So instead of hoarding something as a very precious to us, we are offering it to others, offering it to, the enlightened beings. So that it kind of trains our mind to let go. Instead of saying, I want all the beautiful houses in London, all the beautiful gardens, I offer all the beautiful gardens in London to enlightened beings. I offer the beautiful things, beautiful food, everything I offer to the, Buddha. So in terms of offering, even though, because traditionally we cannot put everything, so we say flowers and everything, but in reality, especially in terms of individual practice, you should more, what we really have to offer is what we are most attached to. For example, if you're very attached to your boyfriend, you should offer your boyfriend to the Tara. Really, I am not joking. Because this is what is causing you most pain, what you are so attached to. And Tara will not take it, definitely. And Guru Rinpoche also will definitely not take it, Guru will certainly not take it, take him. But, when you do this, and if you are very attached to your success, you can even say that I offer, my success and my fame to the Tara, my fame to the enlightened beings. So every time you say that, even though nothing will be taken away from you, you get the merit. But more importantly, I think we train our mind a sense of letting go, sense of the sense of offering. There was a friend of mine, she's an air hostess, so she was telling me that before she used to be very attached to her shoes, so she does a lot of shoppings and she has like more shoes than she ever needs. And every time there's a turbulence in aeroplane, she's always thinking, she's not worried about that, but she's thinking, I bought a few new shoes yesterday. I didn't get to wear them and I might die, before I, wear them. that was her worry. So she told me that after we, did the Tara practice, she said, okay, then she started her offering her ladies' shoe to Guru Rinpoche. To Guru Padmasambhava, I don't know what a Guru should do with the high heels, but but she did, and she said, now she doesn't feel that worried, I mean, she doesn't feel that attached to a shoe. The point is not that she has to give up her shoes or give up things, but it is just that the attachment, especially extreme, is not good. I mean, I don't know about her, but I'm sure if I watch that movie, the Confession of a Shopaholic, I think it is addiction, uncontrollable. So even shopping, which is pleasurable to some extent, can become addiction, can be a cause of suffering. So this sense of offering is a way of training the mind. And and then what do you call it? And the reason why, and then the next question can come is, I've pointed that. So one of the interesting fact about is in terms of accumulation merit is that let's say you offer to your, let's say somebody offers to Buddha a few $1 million, and or another person, or second person who also has millions, but who doesn't offer his millions, but rather says, I offer my service, my physical service to the Dharma or to the Buddha. Or let's say I mean, in Asian tradition, they offer their fingers or whatever to the Buddha. So if the offerings that we do is about pleasing the Buddha, is not, and the most essential thing, not about training our mind, then why do the teachings say that rather than offering $1 million amount of money, if you offer a bit of finger, there's more merit in that. Because if you ask me, do you want $1 million or my big toe, I'll say, please give me the 10 pounds, okay. I don't want that big toe. What will I do with the big toe? But in terms of the Dharma practice, offering something that is one we are most attached to is considered more virtuous and more important, because this is what we are most attached to. Then the second question that comes is usually, especially, I think, I don't know about you guys, but I think most of us generally have a lot of questions in our mind. It comes, I think, because sometimes we practice, sometimes we don't practice, we don't think a lot. If you practice, the answer comes in itself. You don't have to even ask a master; it will come in itself. So sometimes the question comes is, okay, I agree that offering things are good, offering, but why to a Buddha? I mean, for example, today we are doing flowers offering to the Tara. Instead of this, we can go to the homeless shelter and give it to them and do the Tara practice there. Why not? So that there is a true reason. But first, let's go because Buddha is someone. It is much more easier for us to be unconditional towards the Buddha. To a human being, I think, for example, can we honestly go meet somebody and compliment somebody from the depth of our heart unconditionally, without the fear that maybe they will misunderstand our compliment, or maybe they will, like it, or maybe with the hope that they will like it, with the fear that they will not like it? Or if you do something, there will be a sense of, like a, I don't know, appreciation, hopefully sense of gratitude, sense of gratitude. To do it unconditionally as a training to the mind is very difficult. So firstly, in a way, we are practicing on the Buddha. Because Buddha is someone unconditional. He himself is unconditional, full of loving. So by praying to the Buddha, by offering to the Buddha, by complimenting the Buddha, we are training our mind to do that in our day-to-day life. Ultimately, it comes to our day-to-day life. That is the one reason. The second reason is related to, I think, the today's Tara practice. It is said that enlightened whenever we do offerings or any kind of positive karma, if it's done towards Buddhas and Bodhisattva, our parents, and people who are in great suffering, these three are considered extreme source of positive merit rather than any ordinary beings. Buddhas and Bodhisattva, because of their own qualifications or accumulation of wisdom and merit. Our parents or people to whom we owe a lot because of the gratitude that, kindness that they've done to us, more merit. And third is when people who are going through a lot of trouble, for example, if somebody is really hungry, if you give them a little bit of food will mean a life and death, rather than to someone who is, kind of already, had enough to eat. It doesn't mean that much. So these three are considered the greatest source of merit. So that is the reason, why the, offering to the Buddha is one of the, it's because it's in the beginning it's easy because it's a neutral. And secondly, it is because as a source of, the great merit. Now, okay. So, okay. I think we are time limited. Anyway, so we have the tendency to, go too much. Let's try to put it into the, kind of the category. So let's say that, okay, anyway, let's going back what we have talked now. Essence of the Buddhist teaching is three: accumulating merit, positive, purifying negative karma, and transforming the mind. Because as the Buddhists, whatever is happening in our life is not controlled by a Buddha, is not a chance, but it is by cause and conditioned. So that is why it is we create the cause and conditioned, but through the practice, through every practice. That's the thing. Now, in terms of the Tara practiced, so is the then sometimes the question comes is, if Buddhist is all about cause and conditioned, that nobody is being controlled, nobody is our control. So how come that Tara, we can say that, oh, Tara's blessing is something that is very powerful, it can transform your life. Isn't that something like a belief? Isn't there something like divine being controlling our fate? So then no, that is not true. Because that is exactly the reason why we need to practice, why we need to offer flowers to Tara, why we need to visualize, the offering flowers, offering so and so, and the meditation on Tara, doing the Tara practice for the sake of all sentient beings. All of these things are needed because we need to create the conditions. So then, what is so? If everything is out, we have to create the karma and conditioned. What is so special about the Tara practice? Why does Tara have a special blessing? Then the question comes is that Tara's blessing, it can be given as example is like a fertile land. Our practice, our accumulation of merit is like a seed, and the Tara is like a fertile ground, fertile earth. For example, if you have in Bhutan we say that even if you have a seed, it's the same, depending on how fertile the ground is. Sometimes you can have, 2 harvests, 3 harvests. If the ground is not very good, you can hardly get anything, nothing much grows. You can just have. So seed is yours, but how it grows depends very much on the fertility of the soil. So similarly, we might be offering flower to each other, flower to anybody, but offering to the Tara and enlightened beings, but especially to the Tara is, special, because Tara's own, the accumulation of merit and wisdom over so many centuries, so many eons has made her into something like a fertile ground. So by any offering, any practice done to her, gives a tremendous amount of positive, the merit. Now, in terms of the Tara practice itself, we have to understand when we do practice. So whatever we have been talking till now is just a philosophical, a philosophical question that comes in our mind, and there's no end to it, these things. So when we are doing the Tara practice itself, we have to understand the three Taras: outer Tara, inner Tara, and secret Tara. So outer Tara is, usually we say, if in the Vajrayana practitioner, we say that our guru, for example, those of us who are His Holiness Gyalwa Dokhampa's disciple, we will say that the guru in the human form is a manifestation of the Tara in the human form. So even though we, so to praying to them by remembering the Tara in the human form, that is our guru, is the outer Tara. And then the inner Tara is the historical Tara. Historical Tara is said that she was a princess, many eons ago, I think even before Buddha Shakyamuni, and then one day she invited, all the 500 arahats to her palace, and then she offered lunch to all the monks. And then it is a tradition during the Buddha's time, and even in Bhutan it is now practiced that after you offer a lunch to the monks, usually the person who offer will sit down surrounded by the monks, and then all the monks will say a dedication which says that by the merit of offering food to Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, may your wishes be fulfilled, may you be free from sickness. There is a dedication of that merit, it is done. So similar thing happened with the Tara, and then our 500 arahats dedicated that may you become enlightened, and from now on may you always be born as a male, and then born as a man, and then become enlightened in the. So then the Tara immediately kind of requested that please change the dedication, because enlightenment has nothing to do with the male or female. Enlightenment is very much to do with the mind, the wisdom, the non-dualistic wisdom which is beyond male and female. And I want to be born as a female from now on, always. And even I want to become Buddha in the female form, so that I can inspire other female practitioners that that they can also achieve enlightenment. So she requested the entire arahats to change the dedication. So it is said that is the first time the Tara sort of entered into the path of the enlightenment. Then from the Mahayana point of view, it is said that to become Buddha takes about 3 countless eons. So when she was becoming on the way to process to becoming a Buddha, she realized that even though ultimately all the sentient beings are suffering is because of ignorance, not realizing because we are in the samsara. But within the samsara also we are having multiple sufferings. For example, the fact that we are an illusory, ignorant, in the caught in the samsara is suffering. But in that also we are suffering because of sicknesses, because of danger, because of lack of wish fulfillment, not getting what you wanted. So we are getting a double suffering. And so Tara thought that, for example, if somebody is hungry in front of me, I cannot say that, you are suffering a lot from hunger and sicknesses. I will give you enlightenment. I'll not give you food, but I'll give you enlightenment. So if Tara realized that she cannot say like that, because before talking about enlightenment or great suffering, the immediate suffering of the beings has to be removed, has to be benefited. So then Tara changed her kind of the focus or a motivation, saying that by the virtue of all my practices, all my generosity and 6 paramitas, I dedicate that when I become Buddha, just by remembering me, by hearing my name, by practicing Tara, I want to become a source of immediate wish fulfillment, release of the protection from the danger, because of my accumulation of merit for 3 eons. So that is why, I said that is why Tara has now been known as protector of danger, wish fulfillment, getting whatever you want, is because of her accumulation of merit and wisdom for 3 countless eons made into Tara that she is now. So that is Tara's own accomplishment. For example, this water has the ability to quench our thirst. But this is not our doing. It is the water's own capability. Our effort is to reach the water and drink it, right? But if if the water is not there, others cannot quench our thirst. So similarly, it is the Tara's own accumulation and merit in the practice for many, many eons that she has become into like a water with the capability to quench our thirst. So to protect us from the danger, purification. But it is our effort in practicing the Tara, doing the purification, that is creating the condition for us to reach it and then receive it. So this is the the relation. So this is the historical, the historical Tara is the inner Tara. So when we do the Tara, we remember firstly that we visualize or understand our Guru as in uniform as the outer Tara, and that we remember the historical Tara in the blue, green color, and whatever, the white Tara, so and so as the historical Tara. And also Tara is said to be, Tara's pure land is said to be in the southern direction, near the Patala. So this is, so in our prayers we say, from the southern direction, please the Tara come. And then we do the Tara offering, so and so. And then the last, the secret Tara is the nature of the one's own mind, ultimate nature of one's own mind. Now, why is in our own unfabricated nature of the one's own mind, that is the ultimate Tara? Why do we say that? Is because if we go on, if for example, if our entire life we pray to the Buddha, we pray to the Tara, but and if you just stop there at outer and inner Tara, and if you do not understand the secret Tara, then in a way we are going against the Buddha's teaching. Because Buddha has taught egolessness. Right? So every time if your practice is just at, you know that you believe in the Tara, you pray to the Tara, if it just stops there, every time you're doing a practice, you are in a way supporting the dualistic, supporting the ego. Because you are saying that I, John or whatever, so and so, praying to the Tara, I, so and so, have received the Tara's blessing. So if it just stops there, in terms of accumulation of merit and the blessing in a samsaric form, that's okay, we will receive that, there's no problem, we will create the cause and condition. But will we ever reach a point where will we realize the non-dualistic nature of the mind? Where we'll understand that such a thing, even from ultimate point of view, even the fact that I exist, that something else exists, that I received or I have not received, all the dualistic concept is very much an illusion, very much a misunderstanding. There will never be a time we will be able to realize that. We will just be stuck in a samsara of, creating good condition, we receive it, then it's finished, then again we have to create conditions. So basically we'll be stuck in a samsara. So that is why, the ultimate Tara has to be understood as one's own, unnatural state of the mind, which is beyond dualistic. And in that natural state of the mind, there is no distinction between you and Tara. There's no distinction between blessing and, blessing and no blessing. No distinction between suffering and pain, and positive and, the happiness and the sadness, whatever. All of these things in the ultimate Tara point, from the ultimate Tara state of the mind, natural state of the mind, is beyond all such dualistic concept. So as a Tara practitioner, so then if that is the case, why is it the outer Tara practice is necessary? Because we are living in the relative world, even though from true understanding point of view, happiness is very much a conceptual thing. Suffering is very much a, from our minds, happiness and sadness doesn't exist outside. That is why we can change, our idea of happiness can change from day to day. But as long as we are caught up in this dualistic concept, dualistic world, we have to respect, we have to respect the reality we are in. For example, we can say that life is like a dream, and our ultimate goal is to wake up from the dream. But even though philosophically we might understand the life as a dream, but the fact is that we are in a dream right now. So if you're going to have, if you are in the dream and you cannot we cannot awaken immediately, rather than have a negative dream, let's have a good dream. So if we are ultimately, samsara might not exist, it's supported by samsara, happiness is supported by the dualistic concept. Without a sense of I, ego, there cannot be others. Without that, good and bad, happiness, all of this cannot exist. It ultimately may not exist. But right now, I am in a dualistic world. I am living in this samsara. So, let's have a positive samsaric life. But let's not get stuck there. Let's not forget the ultimate Tara. By not forgetting the ultimate Tara, may we able to, realize, the true goal or true enlightenment, pursue that at the same time. So, it's sometimes it sounds a bit complicated. So let's put it in our real life. So let's say in our real life, it should be something like this. Okay, let's say that in our real life, let's say we are pursuing wealth, pursuing success. Right? So in real life, we live in this world, we need money, we need success. Even though you want to do something good with your success, maybe your motivation may be good, but you need success. So you create the condition for success in terms of accumulating merit, in terms of your smartness, your business strategy, intelligence, whatever we chase after this success. We try to create a success. Yet without totally forgetting that success is also very much a conceptual thing. It is not an ultimate thing, inherent existing thing. Because how do you define a success? How do you define a wealth? Compared to people in Africa, or very poor country, everybody here is extremely successful. Compared to, like someone who is very successful, maybe we are not that successful. And people who are very extremely, wealthy, if they look at somebody, who are maybe not that wealthy, but compared to us very wealthy, again they feel it is, they are not successful. So success is also very much dependent on your mind. For example, let's say that we are somewhere in Africa, and I don't know, nowadays I don't know, but in a very remote area, and you get to become the local tribal leader. You feel like you are the Queen of England. You will feel so powerful. You will feel, even though outside of your tribe they don't even know you exist. But you will feel like that. Or let's say that tomorrow, some of us, one of you becomes to become the prime minister, of the England. It looks so real, I'm the prime, you have the power. But if you really think about it, it is a conceptual thing. We all agreed that you are prime minister. Suddenly you are prime minister. What has changed? Is your body different? Is your nothing has changed. It's just that our collectively concept has agreed that you are the prime minister, and you agree that yes, I am the prime minister or the president. So yes, you are the president. Tomorrow the collectively, concept says you are not, and suddenly you are not, Just, if you didn't know, if you didn't read the newspaper, you might not even realize you are not the prime minister, You might realize a few hours later, So it is very much a conceptual thing. Whether it's a power, whether when you feel it's a, sometimes the powers can seem so real, like it is real, but actually it is very much a conceptual thing. When I was with His Holiness the Gyalwa Dokhampa in the United Nations Award, when he received that MDG award, every table was filled with the heads of different countries. So that time, and there were so many countries which I've never even heard of, And I was thinking, I'm sure many of them have not even heard of Bhutan, They don't even know that we exist. But imagine that, somebody back in Bhutan or back in this country, thinking how important they are, I am the head of so-and-so, I am the mayor, I am the prime minister, I am the president, so-and-so. Thinking that their power is something that's so real, but outside of that, they don't even know you exist. They don't have even concept of your country exist. Forget about your power. But in that country, because a collective concept, collectively conceptual has, said that you are the powerful, you are this leader, whatever. So you are. So we should never. So as a Vajrayana practitioner, you pursue, success. You pursue success without ever forgetting that success is a very much a conceptual thing. It is not something that inherently existing. So that there is not that much of the fanatic about it, right? So that is, I think, the idea behind the Tara's, the Tara practice. So from the relative point of view, we pray to the Tara, we offer her flower, all of this, create the condition for us to receive the blessings. Yet at the same time, ultimately realizing that, forget about, the Tara granting our wish and making us happy. Happiness itself doesn't have inherent reality. Forget about happiness itself doesn't have inherent reality. It is very much a conceptual thing. And forget about conceptual creating the so-called happiness or so-called beauty. Our mind itself, the self which is saying, I enjoy things, I am successful, I am happy, I am suffering, that itself doesn't have inherent reality. So we are, it's like two illusions supporting each other. One illusion is saying that I or the ego exist, and then this is creating saying the others exist, happiness, and so one. We say two reflections in the mirror, supporting each other. We are so so we don't kind of to realize that is the ultimate goal of the Tara practice. That is why in the Vajrayana practitioners, anyway, to get a little bit understanding of that, we can think of, let's say a very happy moment in our life or a sad moment in our life. So when we are thinking of if we can bring the sad moment to our life, usually what we do is when a sad moment or a sad feeling comes, we think about it, and then another sad thoughts, another thoughts, and different chain of thought comes about. So rather than thinking a lot of things like what made me sad, what happened, so and so incident, to understand the true nature of the sadness, you look directly into the sadness. You don't reject the sadness. You don't try to avoid the sadness, or you don't try to accept. Just look at the sadness. What is the shape of the sadness? Where is the sadness coming from? What is sad? What is sad? How does it look like? Who says it is a sad? Who says it is happiness? Who says it is sad? What does it look like? What is its inherent reality? What is its shape? What is its color? And when we are happy, what is the happy color of the happiness? What does happiness looks like? And who says it is happiness? So, so this is to give you an idea that as a Vajrayana, as a practitioner, relatively we pursue happiness, we pursue success, so and so, while not ever forgetting that ultimately happiness, sadness, all of these are very much a manifestation of a dualistic mind. So realizing the non-dualistic mind is the ultimate goal. Chama tanda sugo ina. Chama la. Ponga duina. Nenas. Kadiso. Choma. Chama. Tini. La. Last. Okay. So we'll have a la. Last. We have a break till 12 o'clock. Then we'll come back and then we'll start the Tara practice. You want to choose